Atlanta, live from K.L.P studios. Ever wonder what went down behind the scenes of our top stories?
Say what?
Then tune into What Had Happened Was, the only radio station that takes you straight to the source. From coast to coast, tune in now as we dive deep into the stories, the drama, and the moments that shape the culture with
The Swanky One, New K.L.P.
and
With your girl, Evelyn Letitia.
live, Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 radio stations, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
He's married to the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man! Muffin Man!
Ladies and gentlemen, Evelyn Letitia, everybody.
Oh!
Just kidding.
Let me know you ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, so
Goofy?
This,
I'm just
this
kidding.
new. Oh no, I know I'm goofy. I live in it.
Hey,
Happened was,
We ain't got enough goofy people in the world.
what had
No, we
happened
don't.
Was,
How? Yeah.
what had happened was,
Huh. What you know about that?
what had happened was,
Hey, yeah. Say what?
what had happened was, what had happened was,
Woo!
what had
hey,
happened was,
hey,
what had happened
hey.
was,
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episodic, epic, kind of goofy podcast. What Had Happened Was
what had happened
podcast.
was,
Yeah.
I am your gracious, highly favored, humble, in great spirits and great health, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas here as I stumble my name here. Y'all like that, didn't you? And to my right,
Yeah.
the talented, the wonderful, the other podcast host, the songwriter, the producer, assistant director, by the way. You know, she's been in some projects to my right. The wonderful, the talented Evelyn Letitia. She's here in the building. Guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of the
what had
podcast.
happened was,
Again, we're first and foremost, Evelyn. I got to thank everybody that's following us on Instagram.
Shout out to y'all.
That's WHHW Radio 1. And also on our Facebook. What Happened Was podcast on Facebook. We thank y'all so much for that because we post content there and we post a full episode on, all audio platforms you get your podcast from, but also on Facebook Watch as well. And the followers have been growing.
Yeah.
A lot of followers
Y'all
over
been
there.
following
so
us.
We thank y'all for that. We really
Y'all
do.
the kind of stalkers that we like.
Yes, that is so true.
Yeah.
I've had my share of stalkers
Ooh,
before.
child. Ooh, child.
It was not fun having a stalker. Let me tell you, I had this one stalker that, okay, and this is what I said in previous podcasts. You got to be careful what you post because I posted some stuff that I shouldn't have been doing back in the.
There's some thirst traps.
Well, that too, but I was smoking. I smoke hookah. But they made a fake account and post all my hookah videos on there, and it was just like it was when I was employed by that one institution, and it was just a whole thing there. It was a whole mess. So that kind of good. That's kind of the bad stalking. The good stalking we like when you guys follow us and y'all repost our content, and y'all like what we're doing.
Subscribe, share, follow.
Please.
Comments.
Please, because the followers are good and they're up.
Yes.
Now, before we get to the nitty and gritty of everything for the podcast, you know what we like to do. We like to catch up on each other. It's been a week.
Oh, tell
right?
me.
happened was,
What going on in Evelyn Letitia's world?
Well, Evelyn has made a rededication to herself.
Hey.
To, make sure that I am doubling down on really being there for me and my projects. I'm there for a lot of people. I've worked on a lot of projects, but sometimes when I go so hard for others because I want to see everybody win, a lot of my stuff gets neglected. So I was like, you know what? I gotta refocus. I gotta really focus on projects that I've been working on behind the scenes to really complete them, and also get back into. Even though I'm still on my fitness journey, but really hit it hard.
Hey.
By November, I want y'all to see a different person. And that's me also setting myself up with a goal to keep working beyond that, but definitely for November because my birthday, I want to be on some other type stuff.
Hey,
So I want to make sure I want to make sure I got the stamina, the physique, and everything to take me where I'm trying to do in November. So I got 4 months. So that in itself, and just keep grinding and behind the scenes. Like I said, I got a whole lot of content that's going to be coming that shows a lot of the work and stuff that I do behind the scenes. I know y'all hear me talk about it all the time. Like, that girl ain't doing that. Trust me, I'm doing it.
Got something cooking.
I was telling Kennedy that my resumes, and yes, you heard that with an S, there's several. My resumes speak for themselves in the fact that I don't really have to audition a whole lot anymore. I still do audition, but a lot of times people will call me off the strength of my resume or word of mouth. But I want to also put into practice, like, showing you the things that are on my resume in real time. So I'm going to be working on a lot of that type stuff. Again, with the fitness stuff, I've talked about it before that I played flag football last fall. I played this spring. That season ended. Our team decided not to do the summer slot, but I am playing basketball right now. I'm on a co-ed team. Back on the court. Look, my knees holding up. I ain't as fast as I used to be, but slowly but surely we get back into that. And I'm having a ball out there with my teammates and everything. So we play on Monday, co-ed nights, and we doing
shout
good.
Out to the team.
Yeah. So far, we are 3-1. We lost one game, and it just so happened, and I'm gonna put an asterisk by that game because the co-ed league that I play on, there's certain rules when you signed up.
Yeah.
First of all, the rules were at any given time on the court, there has to be 2 women on the court at all times, right?
Wow.
And not only that, the women's points counted 1 extra more than the guys' points. So as a woman, if I shoot a 3-pointer, it's 4 points instead of 3, right? So if you strategically use your women in the right way and they can ball, you out there, you balling. But what happened was the first week that we played, there's 2 teams. First of all, there's only 4 teams in this league. Not a whole lot of teams signed up for the co-ed session, but there's 4 teams, right? 2 of those teams signed up not having any women on their team. It's a co-ed league.
Yeah.
So you signed up knowing you ain't had no women on your team. So the very first week, one of the teams actually had to play 3-on-5 because they didn't have any women on their roster.
Oh.
And those 3 guys, they was tired as hell because their game was before ours. They was tired as hell, but they was trying to keep up. But they ended up losing by like 20, 30 something points. Well, the second week, I guess because of that, and the other team that didn't have any females either, because one lady who plays on one of the co-ed teams where they do have females, she had to play her game, and then she went and played with the next team just to help them out because they didn't have any girls, right? The week that we get to play this team that also has women, so we're the 2 teams that actually have co-ed, teams and rosters. The league decided to send out an email saying, due to the unfortunate event, like the way it's set up, we're going to go back to traditional basketball. Yeah. They decided to do this on the night that we, played this particular team. And that particular night, all of our women didn't show up. So we have some other women who are a lot more skilled as I am, but they couldn't make it that night. But nonetheless, we was holding our own. I had like 20 points, right? But my points counted equal as the guys. So whereas I made 4 threes, which had it been, the original rules, we're talking that's 12 points right there. And then one of the other girls, she made a 3-pointer. There was another 4, you're talking about 16 points. And then I had other points that I had. We ended up losing that game by 18 points. So had the rules stayed the same, we would have won that game, or at least tied, because it's 20-minute halves, continuous clock play. And we lost by 20 points. And I'm just like, the rules changed. So that's all I put an asterisk by. It's not that we got outplayed. Really, it's just like our points didn't count in the way that they should have counted.
Right.
And then like all of our team wasn't there. But that's no excuse. That's just what it is. But we play that team again on Monday, and I think all of our team will be there, so I think it'll be a lot more evenly matched. But yeah, I had a good time balling out. Yeah, that's Big EB. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to women's basketball. Really,
Shout out.
The WNBA I've been watching. I've been watching that season.
You know, speaking of WNBA, you know, Angel Reese she's on a new cover of 2K, and not only is she on the cover, she also has her signature shoe from Reebok that she's
Reebok
wearing.
Back.
Yeah,
Reebok back.
I don't care what people say about Angel Reese.
Yeah, she's talent.
She grinds.
Yeah,
she's grinding, and not just basketball, but in other avenues.
Yeah.
And I hate that when people who don't like her, they try to use the fact of her stats. They try to use that against her. Like, of course she's leading in rebound. She's getting her own rebound multiple times. I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but that's the era of basketball I came from. My coaches always taught us, when you shoot, you follow your shot.
Yeah.
Like, whether you shooting a 3-pointer, whether you shooting from the free throw line, like mid shots, whether you under the basket, when you shoot, you crash the boards. And whoever's the furthest back at the top of the key, you be prepared to go back for the fast break.
Right.
That's how I was raised up on basketball. So if she's shooting the ball, even if it takes her 10, 15 tries, and she getting her rebound 14 of those 15 tries, that's what she's supposed to be doing. She ain't supposed to just shoot the ball and then look at it, like, bounce around the rim. Like, you're supposed to keep trying to get it. And it says more about your defense that they're crappy if she's getting 14, 15 of her own rebounds. That says a lot about y'all. That means y'all ain't playing no kind of defense. You ain't blocking out. You ain't doing none of that. So to use that against her to say, oh, she still can't shoot, she can't make a... And I mean, a lot of these shots and stuff, she is getting hacked on a lot of stuff going up. But the fact that she's getting her rebounds repeatedly,
right?
I'm like, that says more about your defense than that does about her offense. And she's doing what she's supposed to do, which is crash the boards. I don't get that. And when I do pickup ball, a lot of times I see that. It's like this new way people want to shoot but don't want to rebound. They just want to shoot and go.
Rebound.
And I'm just like, and I'm the type of person, I'm going to crash the boards.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing pickup and I notice that people on my team, ain't nobody crashing the boards but me, and I'm expending all this extra energy, after a while, I'm going to shoot and just walk away too, like y'all doing. Ain't no need for me to crash the board if I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Like, but I never get the hate from her getting her own rebounds. I'm like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. If you miss, you keep trying till you make it. Like, what basketball y'all be playing?
Yeah.
Like,
hey, Angel Reese, let me tell you, she got something. And she on the cover of the video game. That alone is exciting to me as a gamer.
Shout out to Angel Reese.
Shout out to her.
I don't care what they say about you, sis. You keep crashing the board.
Yeah, keep doing that. Doing your thing.
If you miss 20 shots on that basket, as long as you make that 21st one that you don't go ahead.
Go ahead.
So what's been up with you?
What happened was, y'all, for me.
You said that really exciting.
I did. I don't know. This past Sunday, we went to WWE Evolution.
Okay, so tell me about Evolution.
WWE is taking over, or did take over, Atlanta, and it's scary because Beyonce was in town too for her concert.
Ooh, that traffic, I know.
Terrible. But State Farm Arena down the street in Atlanta. WWE Evolution, because we were talking about Angel Reese and, our females in the sports, they're dominating. Evolution was an all-women's pay-per-view from WWE that me and my little brother, we went to. And to see the superstars, you can't call them divas anymore. That's like the old tradition. Like, if you work for WWE and you call them divas, you get fired. They're superstars. We saw a battle royale. We saw Trish Stratus. We saw Jade Cargill's my favorite. Because she's like, she get it.
Disclaimer: I don't know who none of these people are.
Yeah, I'm explaining.
But I'm gonna look at you with such enthusiasm.
Like, yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yes, go ahead.
Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, those are other superstars. We wanted to, because every time WWE comes to town, we try to score tickets. Now, we didn't score Saturday night's main event, and that's another pay-per-view before. It was on Saturday. We didn't score those tickets. Those tickets was high. They're like $1,000 per seat. Rightfully so, because you had Bill Goldberg, from WCW, now WWE superstar. He's from Atlanta, so he's main eventing on Saturday night. I was at the house watching that because I just wasn't about to pay $1,000 for that show. But my ticket cost me like $120 at Evolution. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm in the building. My little brother, they scored parking, like VIP parking with State Farm, so we just pulled right up. We got out, we're right in the arena, we got our seats, we enjoyed a good time, as well we should. When we go to WWE, if Raw or SmackDown, those are just like the standard weekly shows. Those tickets, you're looking like $100, right?
Yeah.
The big pay-per-views are like thousands upon thousands. Great show Sunday night. We had a ball. Monday, Tuesday, I'm filming a documentary.
Okay.
It's called Dear Isaiah. It is for, I can't say too much about it, but it's about sickle cell awareness. We're telling stories of individuals who either have sickle cell or had a family relative or friend that had sickle cell, and we're just kind of going through their journey. The documentary piece is so good because I have, a narrator, I have a voice actor, I've got these stories. I'm following a friend of mine, two friends of mine with their journey with sickle cell. My group, Swinky Aura, that's my music group. We did a original soundtrack, so that documentary is coming along swiftly. September, of course, you're invited. September, we got a sickle cell awareness event that we're going to premiere the movie to people. So that's been going on, and this coming weekend, the 19th, I believe it's this coming weekend, we're heading out to Chicago. So Chicago, I've been there for our medical company, of course. I'm also doing some extra stuff in Chicago alongside with the medical company. I'm a DJ, so I'm going to be doing a DJ set. I'm coming back DJing, by the way, guys. I know I haven't been DJing for a hot second because I've been filming. But I'm coming back to my DJing, and then, of course, I'm doing like a little stream show live in Chicago as well for K.L.P. Entertainment. So it's a lot of things cooking out for sure. And today, the new Donkey Kong game comes out for Switch 2. So
You know what? I love me some Donkey Kong growing up.
Yeah.
And then Diddy Kong, he was so cute.
Donkey Kong Bonanza is out. So I'm going to be playing that on my way to Chicago, in Chicago when we are on the downtime. So it's been a great week. I can't complain.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Oh, one more thing too, my new show, Eden Prime Horizons. That is our series. I'm starting to do series now because I haven't. Lucas Brothers Pictures coming soon, but I'm taking a step back from movies for now. I'm working on TV shows. So it's an animated show that is expanding my Eden Prime story. I have 3 movies about Eden Prime on Prime Video and such.
Y'all better clap.
We working on the series now. And we're changing it up too. We're distributing to Spotify for video because with Spotify, you can get a video version. So we're just trying this out because with distribution, of course, too, distribution is hard to get to with certain projects of ours nowadays because it's competitive. So we're trying to find a niche way to get the series out there for people to watch it. And when they watch it, then I still get the conversation because the plays come in and ad dollars come in for those shows too. So working on some stuff. So it's been good. It's been a great week so far for K.L.P. Entertainment and myself, and downtime and fitness has been good too. So I know that was a mouthful, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on. It's a lot.
But that's okay though. It's okay. But in the words that you just said,
What had happened was
there is a lot going on. So we're gonna switch gears to a more serious topic.
Yes.
Something that occurred within the last week, the historic flooding in Texas.
I heard about it.
It has claimed the lives of many, and this is from USA Today. This actually was updated today at 4:57 p.m. This is from July 10th. Texas flood death rises to 120. Search for missing enters the 7th day. So these are live updates. So the community of Kerrville, Texas, was ravaged by a catastrophic flooding of the Guadalupe River nearly a week ago. It's mourning its losses Thursday as rescue teams continue the grueling task of recovering the remains of missing victims. At least 120 people have been found dead since heavy rainfall overwhelmed the river and flowed through homes and youth camps in the early morning hours of July 4th. 96 of those killed were in the hardest hit county in central Texas, Kerr County, where the toll includes at least 36 children. More than 160 people are still missing in the county. Officials said in a Thursday update, and hopes of finding any survivors have diminished with each passing day. County authorities said they haven't made a live rescue since the day of the flood. Among the missing are 5 campers and a counselor from the Christian Girls Camp, Camp Mystic, which counted at least 27 children and staff among the death toll. Kerr County authorities and the Texas Governor, Greg Abbott, have pledged that search crews will continue working until every missing person is found. They've also faced tough questions about who is to blame for the little warning about the catastrophic floods. On Wednesday evening, crowds gathered at Kerrville High School for a vigil to pray for the victims and the missing. So developments, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, I might have said her name incorrectly at the end, but I think it's Sheinbaum or Sheinbaum, said 2 more natives of Mexico who live in the U.S. have been reported among the missing in the flooding, and added that Mexico has sent another brigade to help with relief efforts. Imagine that. Mexico sending help to the U.S.
Yeah.
The same people who are probably along that border saying build a wall, but I digress. A couple from Mobile, Alabama, and their 5-year-old granddaughter are among the missing after the cabin they were staying in was also swept away from the campground in Kerrville, Texas. President Donald Trump plans to meet with family members of flood victims and first responders during his trip on Friday to Central Texas, a White House official said. He will also be receiving a briefing and take part in the roundtable discussion with local officials. According to the administration official, Texas Governor Greg Abbott is also expected to attend. So that's what's going on right now. Recovery process. You hate to see it. The water, they say, rose so much in a matter of hours. And a matter of fact, I read an article and I can't find it at the moment, but 26 feet of water within an hour. And a lot of the cabins for Camp Mystic were along the river down. So those kids, they never had a time to get out. Now, it was said that warnings did go out to evacuate, but they happened in the dead of the night.
Oh,
like between 2 and 4 a.m. So people are asleep.
Yeah.
So imagine those babies never even had a chance to really, get out. And the devastation I've seen has been horrific. I saw a time-lapse video of somebody standing on a bridge. Yeah. And I think within 15 minutes, just to see how quickly, and that's even without the time, without the video being sped up or anything, within a 15-minute window to see how fast the water rose.
It goes quick.
Crazy. Yeah. Now, this brings into question this scientific thing called cloud seeding. Mm-hmm. Now, cloud seeding is them manipulating the weather, basically, in an effort to create more rainfall and stuff in certain areas where there may be drought or things of that nature. And now they're questioning whether this CEO of a founder and member of Rainmaker, which does cloud seeding, they were doing some of this cloud seeding over parts of Texas just 2 days before this historic flooding. So now they're trying to find out if there's any links between that. And we actually have a clip here from that CEO from what he has to say about this whole cloud seeding thing. Let me just get it to play here.
I'm the CEO and founder of...
Let me go back.
My name is Augustus DeRico. I'm the CEO and founder of Rainmaker. We're a cloud seeding company that is enhancing precipitation via advanced radar and also drones for the sake of supplementing water supplies for farms, cities, reservoirs, and wildlife throughout the United States. Our ultimate vision is to end water scarcity, and we've begun that mission already. I'm testifying to not oppose the spirit of this bill, which I think is well-founded, but the current configuration of the bill that I think would impede this mission for ending water scarcity and also for bringing the best-in-class technology to Florida and the rest of the United States. And so the first point that I'd like to make is the difference between solar radiation management and cloud seeding. And so Senator Garcia did bring this up briefly. Solar radiation management is a very new technology. It's not something that's been tested at length. NOAA has done some very initial experiments on its efficacy. It is attempting to reduce the amount of solar radiation that makes it down to the planet by injecting reflective aerosols into the upper atmosphere. Once you inject these aerosols, they stay in the stratosphere for years. They have effects on the entire climate. The data from these experiments, because the experiments have been so few, is limited. And so the implications of them are not something that are well tested yet. Cloud seeding is altogether different. The only similarity is that it has to do with the atmosphere. It has to do with the low atmosphere. It's a mechanism, or it's a tool that either freezes the water in existing clouds or condenses. My name is Augustus DeRico. I'm the CEO.
Okay, again, his name is Augustus DeRico. He's the CEO of Rainmaker, and he was just talking about they're trying to pass a bill or get a bill passed that will give them leeway to do this type of stuff. And like he said, it would help in places that have rain deserts and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I could see the implications for why it may be needed.
Yeah.
For instance, when you have these wildfires that rage through certain places like California, where there are drought areas, and we're overwhelmed with dropping water out of helicopter, whatever. We need rain, and rain's not coming. I could see that being a great way to help get this fire gone before it spreads rapidly.
Right.
When you're in places where there's a drought and people live there and they need water, I can see this being a help. This is where the problem comes in. If you make this a legal way, who is there to regulate how these people manipulate the weather? Because if you're doing testing and it somehow has correlation that can lead directly to something like a Texas flood that was of this magnitude, then who's responsible for all the death and the devastation and the stuff? And I feel like, once you start giving people an inch to manipulate the weather in that way,
they're going to want to take a mile.
They're going to want to take a mile, and who's to stop them from doing this? And then at what point, once you lose control of the weather, and it's going all sporadic, it reminds me of, and this is going to sound so like, not immature, but like I'm being funny, but I'm not trying to be. There is a movie. I don't know if it's Disney or Pixar, but it's Rainy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Yeah,
right?
I see that movie. Yeah,
Rainy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Right.
Love that little movie.
Yeah.
And in it, he's experimenting with the weather and all that kind of stuff, and trying to make the weather change or whatever. And all of a sudden, all this food and stuff starts coming out of the sky, and then it gets larger and larger until it gets out of control and all that kind of stuff. So like, it's a cute little funny movie, but that's what it made me think of when I think about giving people the ability to manipulate the weather in that way. What happens when it gets out of control and you have over saturation of water coming from a different place? That's the issue that I have with that. Like, what are your thoughts about that?
I think you're completely right. And really with any type of company, they'll try to propose it to a bill to make it sound like, to end water scarcity, which for the average Joe, we would say, okay, cool. Like, trying to not have drought in certain areas. If there's wildfires, excuse me, then you're able to put out fires quicker, so that way no one's home is getting damaged, everybody's safe. Cool for an average Joe.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's like, okay, if this bill does get passed, and this company has a free will to create rain, essentially, are they going to have ill intentions? Because we all know a lot of big corporations, they might have an ill intention when they're trying to do their services. Some corporations, that is, right? Or I look at it as this too, like, okay, if you're able to create rain, will this become a monopoly, right?
That's something. Anytime somebody's talking about something of this magnitude, if you're able to create it or manufacture when it can happen, what happens when you deliberately let places dry up? And now, in order for them to get any water, they got to pay you to get a natural substance that's supposed to come from the sky.
Right.
That's supposed to come up through the riverbeds.
Yeah.
What happens when you deliberately let those places dry out, or you create dams that stops water flow, and now you say, for y'all to get y'all water, y'all got to come through us.
It's kind of like the same concept, and I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but us Georgians, we know about Georgia Power, right? Georgia Power, sorry guys, I still use y'all because we need it, but like, y'all know what y'all doing. It's a monopoly, right? Yeah. It's like, hey, that's something you need. Pay up, buddy. So that's the way I see it with this cloud seeding and Rainmaker company. It's like, okay, I feel, and the way that the economy's going, again, we won't delve too much into that because we all know how the economy's going. It's like companies like that might say, okay, in order to get rain, we want to charge you guys a premium, and this is something you need, so you're going to have to pay up. And some companies like this one, perhaps, might get a bigger profit margin to respond to the shareholders. Everybody got more bank in their pocket, and now they're able to create all of these things like rainwater because they're kind of twisting that person's arm into paying a premium price is what I see from this, right? So like you say, I hope if this bill gets passed, I hope there is some regulation to it. But that's look. I definitely can see a Black Mirror episode coming from this. Yeah,
I definitely can see that.
Just a standard movie, a sci-fi movie.
Something. I can see it. But it also gives way to another topic that I want to talk about, which is AI.
Yes.
And we've talked about AI a couple times on this podcast, and I have my mixed feelings about AI. I think it's helpful, but I also think it's harmful. And in helpful way, like I've seen AI be able to do stuff in real time quicker than a human brain can, that could that can save lives like in a real quick way, which I think is helpful. But what's scary is how AI can manipulate things like video and pictures that now is got. I remember when AI first started, you remember we could tell that it was AI because they never could get the fingers just right, or the eyes would be looking kind of crazy, or something always was off. Like you could tell that, oh, that's AI. Lately, the videos and pictures are so freaking accurate. It is so hard to tell. And it's even harder, and this is not to be ageist, but I see it more so duping a lot of our older generation. Like people online are actually saying, hey, there's a group of people, there's a group that I see online on Facebook where you can post a picture and people are like, hey, can y'all add this or can you take this away? Somebody posted a picture and said, hey, this is a picture of my grandpa. Can y'all please have him doing something just outrageous so I can prove to him how people can take, because every video he sees on the internet he thinks is real, especially when it comes to politics. He thinks certain things are just real and it's not. And so like people was putting the grandpa in a porno, or they were doing all kind of stuff like not nigga, but just putting him in natural position, all kinds of stuff just to show they could take your picture or video and manipulate it to make it look real. And even with that, I see great things out of that and horrible things out of that. That same group, like there was a lady who, her father now, I think he's in like his 60s or something. He has one picture of him and his father when he was an infant. His father's holding him, and his father, the picture's kind of like grainy a little bit. You could tell it's a man, and you know what his hair. And she said, well, his father was darker skin tone, and she gets some description so you see a little better. She said, can anybody clear up this picture for me, you know, so that my dad can actually get a visual of what his dad looked like. And the amazing way people were able to clear that picture up, and I was like, wow. I was taken aback. I was like, so in instances like that helps. Or certain people, you know, these are two pictures. This is me on my wedding day. This is a picture of my dad. He passed away 3 years ago, so he didn't get to make my wedding. Can y'all put him into my wedding picture? And so I've seen people take a wedding photo of the bride. And then they have a picture of her dad who's in like some a t-shirt and some khaki shorts. They put a full tux on him, put him in the picture with her, and like it looks like a real picture, just flawless. I've seen it help people heal in that way. Right. But the down the road ramifications of that is what happens when it comes to court cases. And we used to rely on evidence such as pictures and videos, and now AI has gotten so sophisticated, even with audio. How do you insert that as evidence if now you can't really tell if stuff has been manipulated, right, or artificially created? That's the scary part of that.
That is scary. It is.
I'm like, child.
I think AI, like you say, AI is very helpful, because I know with certain AI tools, I use it, right? But it can become dangerous. And I think the one thing that kind of makes me nervous within maybe the next 25 years, I hope even longer, filmmaking, right? Because I've seen it now that people are using AI to make a film.
Filmmaking and music.
Yes. And it's like, oh no. It's a cool concept. But it's like, dang, it won't allow us to be creative. And it's like, okay, that's how businesses are getting cut. Because I've seen a lot of friends of mine who lost their job because the AI took their job, literally. Yeah. And it's like, that is crazy that's kind of like the direction we're heading into. And it's like, it gets me excited for innovation, but it gets me nervous about like folks trying to make money or trying to be successful or trying to be creative. And to see how that avenue will work out is it's like thrilling but scary all at the same time, if that makes sense.
And then also you got to ask yourself, will we have to change certain terms of how we identify people in a creative process? Because can we still call like if you create, like you've created an album, right?
Yeah.
And you use some of the AI stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Same thing with filmmakers. If you created with, can we still say that you are considered a recording artist if you didn't record it?
That is
or
a good point.
you didn't make the film? Like, is there a different term that we're going to be using down the road? Because we kind of jokingly said this in that one episode that we shot a whole episode, y'all. The cams did something, it didn't record the audio, so we had to do it again. But remember we was talking about the astronaut stuff with Katy Perry and Gail and all them.
Yeah.
They went up to space and they were referring to themselves as astronauts all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that takes away from people who really
went up there.
are astronauts who trained and they've lived and they've done this. Like,
Katy Perry.
can you still call yourself a producer, engineer, or filmmaker and all this kind of stuff if you fully use the AI model to do everything?
Yeah.
Like, there has to be a different term, because I can imagine people sitting by who've spent countless time in the studio and fees and all this kind of stuff, whether or not they're like, hold on, you can't call yourself that. And when I done been in the studio for 3-4 hours really writing, so I didn't let a chat PT, whatever that thing called?
Chat GPT.
I didn't let that write all my lyrics. Like, I can understand people's frustrations with AI when somebody can just use AI and boom, they got the whole system that they've just created, and you feel like, oh well, I've been working for months, years to formulate this, and AI did it within a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
Same thing. What's his name? Timbaland.
Yeah.
I saw an article he had just signed his first AI artist.
I did see that.
And so I'm just like, what?
And it's like a part of me's like, dang, that's kind of cool, but it's like, oh, that's kind of scary too.
Yeah, because I'm also thinking, what happens? Like, say you with your album, right?
Yeah.
You created, and you're not and I'm bringing this up because he's not shy about telling you he used
Oh no,
AI.
yeah, I told people not fully AI,
Yeah.
but some AI, yeah.
But even with that, like, does that mean if more people start doing that, will we down the line will concerts be obsolete? Because what happens when your album is, if somebody say, "Oh, your album fire," when we gonna see you on stage?
Then what you gonna do?
But you're not a stage person.
Yeah.
You're not somebody that does live shows at all. But the content that you created was fire. Like, do you get somebody to sing or rap your songs for you? Do you put a hologram up there? Or do you just say, no, I'm not going to do any live performances? Like, but if somebody like Timbaland is now signing AI artists, are concerts going out the window at some point?
That's a good point.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. I do know, because everybody knows I do music. I do know with certain music distribution, they're upgrading their terms. Okay. Right. Obviously, I've got other friends that do music, and a buddy of mine, I won't name his name out just for his sanity as a music guy, but so he made music, and he used and I won't name the company too because it gets a little tricky there. He tried to distribute his music through his distribution channel, his company that he distributes music out to Spotify and Apple Music and all that, right? Mm-hmm. And he was telling me he got flagged because they said that his music was generated fully in AI. So he came to me and said, dang, Kennedy, how did you do it? Because you got your music out there, and I know you've used some of the AI. So then I listened to his songs, or that song he was trying to distribute, and I said, okay, did you use full AI? He told me, yeah. I'm like, well, that's your problem. Because the company that he's distributing to, and even my company I distribute to, you can't use full AI when music producing. At least not yet, right? Yeah. And I told him what I do is, I use AI, but I wrote my lyrics. I'm use AI. If I can't get a certain beat right myself, I can have AI do my beat just right or my tempo just right. And what I do too is use my voice, because I use my voice for voice cloning certain times. I don't use it a whole lot. You gotta be careful. Use my voice clone to kind of pitch up to make sure my voice connects with AI, merge it together to get that perfect sound. And that's what I told him. Those are the things you can do and be kind of okay with, right? Okay. But if you just have full AI do your whole song, then that's where the problem lies. And that's where a lot of distribution channels, like Amuse or not Tidal, United Master, Ditto, like all the distribution platforms that people use, they're beefing up their terms and conditions, right? not to say that they're probably going to loosen that in the future because that's the future we're heading into. I do think when it comes down to concerts, maybe like how you gonna perform that song if you fully use AI? Unless you're gonna lip sync it.
And I remember, wasn't it during? I think it was during like quarantine, when we couldn't do concerts. There was like a virtual concert. Remember those?
I do remember those.
Because it wasn't Travis Scott one of the people, but they had virtual where the artist was there and you attended virtually the concert. Yeah. So I wonder if it'll go more to those, but instead of the artist, it'll be like a what's the thing called? Like your person that you create.
Right.
What's it called? Your avatar. Like maybe your avatar that you create for your album.
I've seen it because with digital virtual concerts, I've done that with my DJ stuff, right? I will have like the green screen, the lighting, and then green screen of a stage, me doing my thing and DJing, right? And then I can post that to like YouTube or whatever, or you could even do it live. Yeah. There's ways you could do that. You could film a full video and then just like take that video and bring that video live. There's a way you can do that. I do like the concept of that. Now, but then the experience, it's like you're kind of lacking that experience. Or if you have an Oculus or
that was my next thing.
Like for
headset. Me, I've been to like different concerts and stuff. Musically. Yeah. Where I'm at now, I don't really like large crowds that are like shoulder to shoulder. Because people take away from the experience when their entire concert phones are just up doing this. Yeah. No, I like to be in spaces where everybody's vibing. Yes, I've taken pictures and videos of me having a nice fun night out, but I try to keep them like, okay, 20 little seconds, 30 little seconds. But there's people who will have the phone the entire time. I'm like, y'all don't go to concerts anymore and just be with your friends and be like, go, like y'all don't just be everybody in the crowd got their phone up. I'm like, we've missed out on just being present in the moment. Yeah. So for me, for that portion of it, and I don't like that people sometimes they get so sloppy drunk before the concert even start. Yeah. That you're around all these drunk people that's just doing too much, sweating and throwing up and stuff around. I'm over that. I'm way over that. So give me an Oculus in my living room. I'll be right there on my Oculus just.
Yeah, I be doing that. I be watching.
Like, I can do that, you know.
The MetaQuest right over there.
Have my own snacks, and they don't cost me $40 at the concession stands. Like, I can do that. I definitely can do that.
Virtual reality is pretty cool.
Immersive, like I watch Black Mirror. That's one of my shows. I like that show. I do like some of the virtual reality stuff where you can go into like the one that had you can go into the game and everything felt real. And I would love that for like a concert series and stuff like that.
That would be cool.
But it's just like I said, it's gonna be a sight to behold with this AI stuff because growing up as a child and teenager and coming through the era of watching the original Terminator movies and stuff like that or iRobot, and you see how bad AI and all that kind of stuff can go. I be like, y'all, we got the blueprint to how this stuff can go wrong. Like, are we sure we want to keep going down this route? Like,
we gonna go down that route.
Because what good? Because
that's what we do.
Because you gotta ask yourself, what good comes out of you creating a system that can think faster than you can think? Meaning, if it thinks faster than you, by the time you think about shutting it down, it's already created ways to avoid being shut down by you. And it's steadily thinking exponentially. Sounds scary to me.
I tell y'all better watch it. And you better collect your coins while you can, y'all. Because let me tell you, AI is coming. Speaking of collecting coins, now I wanted to talk about this topic, of course, because, lately on all the shows that I've been doing, guys, I've been talking about financial literacy and financial decisions that one could make. And this came across my timeline, of course, on social media with World Star. It's Finance 101. It is not what's on you, it is what's in you. Of course, now there's this video that goes live. I probably won't play because they do cuss a little bit at the beginning, and that's not that type of show. But let me give you the premise of it. From World Star, they posted it. Wealth isn't a look, it's a lifestyle built in silence. And let me tell you what I wanted to talk about that simply because, I see a lot of people even my friends asked me when I was on vacation that, you know, Kennedy, you're doing really good. It looks like you're doing really, really well. You got your finances together. I try not to post so much of my car because it's, but I mean,
but sometimes you gotta pop out and show.
You gotta pop out and show them, right? And a lot of people ask me, like, what is your secret? How do you do it? How do you make the money? How do you keep? Let me tell you. I'm here to say, first and foremost, I'm not rich yet. You see what I did?
You better speak.
I'm not rich
You better
yet.
speak that out there.
Because a lot of people think that I'm rich for some strange reason. No, far from it. I like to say I'm rich in spirit, and I'm not rich yet. Okay. But I wanted to kind of have this as a PSA, but kind of talk to our audience about, you know, making money and move in silence. And what I mean by that is to work really hard to really get great successes. You know, first of all, my car, I worked hard for it, right? It wasn't handed to me. It was something that I'm working hard for, right? I'm working hard for a lot of stuff. And I know for some people it's hard to get jobs out there nowadays. It's very hard because the economy, no one's hiring. I understand that part. But I think I would say to a lot of people, when you're able to make money, move in silence. And what I mean by that is you have to be careful how you flaunt your wealth around. If you make, in my other show, there's this young lady who did OnlyFans and she made $40,000. She spent it all on her Lamborghini just to post, look at my Lambo on social media.
And she could have rented that.
She could have rented it, right? And in that episode, I said, you know, what I would do is I would split that $40,000 in half. One for a business venture, whatever business venture, to let that money have passive income. And then the other money I would put up somewhere. Yeah. Just in case. And what I said is I put it up in a high yield bank account. Savings or checking. It's good to get savings because it's a savings. High yield, so you'll get interest. You'll make money off the money you're putting up, right? That's part of why I would say it's great a lot of people who make that money move in silence. Everything don't have to be on the ground. Yeah. Right? You don't have to act like you are wealthy and act like you're making so much money. But then when you get called in on it, then it's fraud. It's fake. Right? I say that to a lot of people because, you know, the things that I do with K.L.P Entertainment, our medical company, our podcast show, anything that I got my hands on, I try to move in silence. And then I try to make sure that, you know, I'm guilty of it. I shut my car out on social media. I'm guilty of that. But to learn to continue to move in silence and to just say, okay, I'm going to move in this silence, not flaunt so much of because we got bigger things behind the curtain that's cooking, y'all. We just don't express it because it's business and it's money-making opportunities. And we don't flaunt that out on social media because we want to keep it sacred and we have an idea to keep it silent. Because let me tell you, another thing that people do, and it's true, well, my close family don't do it, but we have family who did this, where we're doing something dope and making some good money. Hey, cuz, how you doing? Can I borrow $20? Can I borrow $100? Look, I gotta get my finances right. I just need a loan of $10,000. You good for it? You're an actor. You're a songwriter. You good for it, E?
Baby.
You know, because maybe, not saying you, but maybe you because you be booking these big roles. But you booked a big role and you're making multi-millions and it's all over social media. So now, yeah, cuz E, not for real.
It's amazing how much family come out the woodwork.
They come out the woodwork.
When they think you got all this extra money.
Yes.
One day, you know what? I think I didn't even think I cashed it yet, but I just got what's it called? A residual check.
Ooh, I love that.
From Happen Leonard that I did for Sundance TV. It's still on Netflix if you want to watch it. I'm in episode 4, I think. I'm one of the church ladies. I shot that back in like 2018. I still get residual checks. And people think, oh, you getting millions or $1,000. Most of them checks be anywhere from $3 to $12 in residual. But people think they try to count your pockets and think that you live in this big baller lifestyle. One day, like you said, one day. But no, a lot of us, we're building businesses over here. Yes. So as entrepreneurs, a lot of our fund that we get, it goes back into our business to keep growing and expanding to the day that we can get more passive income and, be in the excess. Mm-hmm. But like people who they have no kind of financial responsibilities or literacy, they think, oh, you must have it. I've had a family member tell me in the past, "Look, I saying, you got it. You didn't want to give it to me."
Yeah,
I said,
you
hold
got
on. One, I don't have it right now. Two, the way your attitude just switched on me like that, I definitely ain't
that
giving
happened
it
to
to
me before too.
Definitely ain't giving it to you
Yeah.
now. But I'm like, just because people, and also just because people come into a lot of money, like you was talking about the lady OnlyFans, how she bought the Lamborghini. Everybody who make money quick, they're not financially responsible, and so they don't know how to manage it.
That's true.
That's why you see people come into all this money, and then next thing you look up, I'm broke, I ain't got nothing, and it's true, they broke, ain't got, because they didn't know how to manage it.
Yeah.
You know, all this flash and stuff. How you on social media faking for people that you don't know, and you ain't got no food in your house?
That's true.
You sleeping with flashlights and stuff because your lights keep getting cut off. But long as you look good for social media,
then that's what people think. That's
baby, F all y'all on social media if I ain't got no good air conditioning in this hot weather we having in Georgia and South Carolina. Baby, F all y'all. I'll be darned if I'm sitting in the house, it's 100 degrees outside, and I ain't got no air conditioning because I'm trying to flaunt and have on clothes that I can't afford, but I bought them because I gotta look good for y'all, right? To buy a car that I can't keep the note up on, but y'all got to see me rolling my whip, and that's the only way I can get air conditioning right now because my house ain't got no air. Like, I be darned.
People maxing out their credit cards. And I'd say this to this next part too. First of all, don't max out your credit cards because that credit score will go down if you max out that credit card. People do it, which is mind-boggling to me. But another part of this is it's not what's on you, it's within you. And, you know, it is the mindset of it. Now, I've said it before, and this is kind of like a shameless plug. I'm in a competition to win $50,000 for a global festival for Rolling Stone. But the ideal of it, my mindset of it, I'm building a foundation. It's called the BAM Foundation. It's
what?
The BAM.
The BAM.
Barbara Ann Morris. You want to know who that is?
Tell me about her. Hold on.
What had happened was
Barbara Ann Morris. That is one out of two of my grandmas that passed away, unfortunately, in 2021. But I am building a foundation in her name if I win that competition because that's capital, right? Doing that, and then after that, I'm building the Dot Capital. You know who Dot is?
I'm guessing it's your other grandma.
My other grandma.
Look at me.
Dotsie Mae Patterson.
Come
on
on,
my
Evelyn.
mama's side.
Come on, Evelyn. Come
With
on,
her,
Evelyn.
it's going to be a capital venture where I put money in that capital venture.
All right.
And we make money. Well, we invest money in projects for the community, of course. And then you bring, I keep hitting this mic, you bring the money back into the capital and then you reinvest in community. That's the Dot Capital. And alongside with the BAM Foundation, it is more of a charitable type of structure I'm going for because my grandma, Barbara Ann, she gave. My other grandma, Dotsie Mae, on my dad's side, my dad's mom, sweetheart, but she was very persistent in what she wanted. So that's why I kind of structured the way I structured. But I'm going on that to say it is about the mindset. And I think in our generation, some people, I can't say all, some people don't have that mindset. And that I see it and it drives me nuts that people, minus trying to get a job, I get it, the economy sucks. I get that part. I'm excluding that part. But you don't have that mindset and you think just doing the bare minimum is, I'm just trying to get by. That's it. When you have the ambition to go even further, right? You may not have the capital. You may not have the job quite just yet. But if you find ways to try to make more capital, more money, more profits in your bank, then you're able to create that what's called generational wealth, right? I'm a big fan of that. I like the idea of generational wealth and then just creating that foundation, creating that business model so that way, again, in turn, you don't have to have your lights cut off. You don't have to, you can afford some clothes that I would say don't buy overly expensive clothes anyway. This shirt cost me $5 at Target. Or no, Walmart. I'm cool with it, right? You don't have to do all of those things, but you're creating that structure so that way you're not going hungry. Yeah. You can afford some stuff that you need. You can drive a better car than what you're driving. And all that is me. And I want to express that anybody could do that if you have that great mindset. Yeah. And that was just my story with that because I saw it on World Star. I see a lot of my friends, they ask me how did I become successful, and I say to a lot of people again on this public platform, I'm not rich yet, right? Don't have that notion that I am because I'm not. I just have the mindset to just be the go-getter and just to figure out what it is that I'm trying to do. And a part of that is just having that business mindset, having an idea, right?
And everybody don't have the best intentions for you either.
That too.
I surround myself, my inner circle of people who they want to see me win as badly as I want to see them win, and they elevate me, I elevate them. They encourage me, I encourage them. Even being down here in Georgia, one of my they're like second parents to me. One of my friends who's been on tour with me. Shout out Stevie.
Hey, Stevie.
His parents, have been wonderful for me when I need to come down here and I need a place to stay. Blah blah blah. They, just let us know you coming. We, I got a room. I got, all that kind of stuff. And every time I come, I said, it ain't happened yet, but the day is coming when I'm gonna just call you and say, hey, be at the airport at this time. Y'all don't need no bags or nothing.
Oh.
Right? So I definitely, the way people look out for me, I definitely will look out for those people. Like I said, there'll come a time when I got the money to be able to say, you know what, just hop on the flight. We'll buy you clothes when we get there.
Yeah.
We'll get all, just hop on the flight and come. Like that day is coming. I'm gonna speak that into existence.
I love
but
that.
I can do that for them because the way that they believe in me, the way that they support me, the way that they don't trying to manipulate me because they think I have a certain level of income or this or that, and it's people who do that. I mean, I'm on the mindset of, you don't know unless you ask.
Yeah,
some of y'all,
that's true.
But some of y'all still ask knowing you have no good intentions for the people that you're asking from. Like, it's crazy. And you think you being sneaky and manipulated. Like, I could see right through the BS before it comes. Like I said, I've had family members that asked me for stuff in the past. It's been years since anybody asked me for anything else. Because I'm not going for the manipulation. I'm not about to sit here... especially when I see you on Facebook, so you flaunting and trying to live this social media life, but I know behind closed doors that ain't how it is. Or you acting a certain way or talking about me in a negative light, and then you come to me and ask me for finances. No.
Yeah.
And then you get mad because I don't give it to you. Something I worked hard for when I know you lazy and don't want to work.
Yeah.
It's not happening. But I haven't had certain family ask me for nothing in years. Like, and that's the thing. People will repeatedly ask the people that they know they can keep getting over on.
Yeah.
I'm not one.
I'm on the mindset now that, by the grace of God, I have both my parents healthy and alive. That's grace of God. But I don't ask them for anything. Yeah. And I think a lot of people, I won't say all in our generation, some people in our generation, they still ask their parents for money or help. Nothing primarily wrong with that. If you have an issue, you just can't figure it out.
Yeah.
My mom, for example, you met my mom.
Mama, yeah, I love your mama.
You need help? Look, no, let me figure this out first.
Yeah.
I got it. Let me figure. Are you sure I don't? Let me figure this out first, Mom. That's just my mindset.
Yeah.
Because if I can figure this out and I can take care of it and I have to fly to my mama, because the thing is, I'm getting older. Yeah. Right. I'll be 30 next year, right? I can't keep going. I know you like, I keep saying that you like, dang, but
I remember 30.
I just don't go to my parents a whole heck of a lot when it's a finance thing, unless it's an emergency and I just really can't figure this thing out. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just one of those things. And then I've had, girlfriends get this call like, "Hey, Tasha, what's up?"
I hope that's a fake name.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, sorry, Tasha.
Hey, Kennedy, I got to get my finances right. Because I already know what that call is for.
Yeah.
Right? Not saying that Tasha's not a real person, but I had people girlfriends that would say, I got to get my finances right.
And you said girlfriends like your friends or girls you're dating?
Both.
Both, okay.
Both. And they be like, Kennedy, I know you got that big check. Let me hold something. I'm struggling. I'm like, oh, baby, I don't know.
Child.
I don't know. But like I say, guys, it is not what's on you. It is what's in you, mindset wise for that. I got one more topic while we're on the topic of girlfriends and boyfriends and relationships. There was this thing that's been going around lately that I wanted to ask you. And I wanted to get your take on it.
Let me sit up and take a sip.
Yeah.
What you trying to happen?
What had happened?
What you trying to
What
ask
happened
me?
was, does body type matter?
Well,
And it could be a general question. We can break it down to more questions. But I just wanted to get your take on, does body count, or not count, body type
I was
matter?
like, hold on, which question you asking me now?
My bad.
I got
body
I got
type,
answers.
not body count. That's another episode.
So does body type matter? I think it does, depending on what you're talking about. If we're talking about in the dating world and you're talking about your preference, if it's your preference, then yes, it matters. It matters to you. Now, how you outwardly express that preference and into the type of people you're trying to date can reflect on the person you are. For instance, when it comes to men, I like men who are typically taller, or at least taller than me, right? And I'm 5'6", but like 6 foot and taller. Yes, I've dated some a little shorter than that, but taller than me. I like my men to have a little bit more meat on that bone. Not necessarily mean they got to be cut up with all muscles, but I don't want you super fluffy and just sloppy either. Like, so there's a certain body type. That doesn't mean I have anything against guys who are really skinny or really short. I just know for me, that's not my preference. And I have dated some, and it didn't feel right. First of all, I'm a thick, curvy woman. And I'm not trying to say that skinny guys and short guys don't have a strength to them. But baby, I need to be able to know that when I throw myself at you, that you can capture me, and not only capture me confidently, but I feel confident that you can catch me. You know, we both end up on the floor. So I tend to prefer a certain body type when it comes to men. Same thing with the women I date. I'm not like overly attracted to women who are very thin. It just doesn't. I like women with curves. You know, and when I say thin, I mean like real skinny. Like, you know, I don't mind a woman being smaller. But long as she has some curves to her, like a little breast on her, you know, something like that. Like, right? A little curve in the back. But she ain't got to be like, you know, full figured, but just some curves. But I also don't prefer women who are bigger than me. Taller, yes, but like real big, no. Now, are there people who are outliers that I've met? And because our personalities clicked so well and what we had going on worked so well that I've dated them or gone out, then absolutely, yes. But on a preference level, those are not my first choice when it comes to body type, right? That's in the dating world. Now, this is what I meant when I said how you express your preference says a lot about your reflection. For instance, that show like the pop the balloon and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
When the people pop their balloons, the host will go to, you know, the person that got their balloon popped. You know, why did you have your balloon unpopped? Blah, 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 they'll say, and then they'll ask this person, you know, why did you pop their balloon? The person may say, well, I just feel like we're not a good match. There's not really a physical attraction. Then the host may ask that person who popped their balloon, like, well, what are you not physically attracted to? That next response is what I mean by it shows a reflection on you. You can easily say they're just not, you know, body-wise and type. That's not what I prefer. Nothing wrong with them, but that's just not who I prefer. You can leave it at that, but what happens usually, they go, well, I don't like the way her eyes look. One look cockeyed, one eyebrow up, his hairline start too far back, the way his lip droop on this side, I don't like the way his nose curved to the left. Like that is unnecessary for me. If you got a preference of how somebody, just say we're not compatible and I'm not attracted to this person. Not to say that person isn't a beautiful person for who they're meant for, but how you respond. Because giving a choice, you are always given a choice, whether you can be kind to someone or demeaning. Now, why a lot of y'all choose to be demeaning is something that needs to be studied, because you have the choice to be nice. Let me say that in the mic. You have a choice that you can be nice, right? Nice doesn't mean you have to lie to anybody, but you don't have to go into all this deep detail just to be demeaning or hateful or all this kind of stuff. Like, you can be nice about how you tell someone what your preference is. And a lot of people just don't. Now, when it comes to certain other industries, like the job force, depending on what the job is or what, I don't think, you know, size matters then. But of course, there's still outliers. And I kind of told you at one point, like, say I was athletic apparel company, and I'm making athletic apparel for sprinters who are doing a 200-yard meter in track and field. No, I would not have a model who is 5'4" and weigh 350 pounds.
Yeah.
It doesn't go with
It
what I'm
doesn't
trying
coexist.
to do.
Yeah.
So that
Unfortunately.
preference there definitely matters. But if I'm trying to partner with somebody who's a CEO of another clothing brand and trying to partner and create something together, I'm not mad or have a preference on what that CEO body type is.
Yeah.
Can you deliver on what we're trying to do? Like the creative process, can you deliver on that?
Right.
That matters more to me than anything. Your size does not matter to me. So it has its difference, of where it is.
Yeah.
But like dating preference, I think it does because that's what it is. It's your preference, But yeah, shout out to all dudes with the evenly proportioned bodies and the women who have curves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Your girl is single.
Yeah, I wanted to get your take on it because I've posted about it. I think for me it's my ladies that are, so fitness is a big part of me. No, obviously everybody knows that, and it's just like having my girl fit. I'm not saying she has to be like a super bodybuilder. She needs to lift 100 or 230 pounds. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you have an activewear, you can breathe correctly, you're eating right, you're able to move. Because let me tell you, when you have energy, strange things come out and happen at night when you got that energy, right? So that's the type of girls that I attract. Now, I do like them curvy too, right? Something I can just do my thing. Have I dated skinny minis? Yes.
Let me tell y'all something. Kennedy got y'all thinking he in this gym because he trying to look good. He trying to build so he can carry them big girls with a little bit of cushion to him. He want to lift y'all up.
I gotta lift y'all up and then just do my thing, So that's who I attract. Like I say, have I dated skinny minis? Yes, I have. They've been in my circle. It's just now that I'm getting older, I just prefer just thick in all the right places. Again, like you said, I wouldn't want to date a girl that's bigger than me. Respectfully, ladies, I just don't. Right? Because I'm just not. That's not my preference.
That's fine. That's your preference.
That's not my cup of tea. That's not my preference. I'm sorry. There's love for everybody out there. Right?
I'm so over the fact that people try to politically correct everything. Like it's fine for you to have a preference. What's not cool is you to have a preference and you use that as a way to just demean everybody.
That's true.
Because they're outside of your preference.
Yeah.
But this politically correct thing has gotten people to the point where they're afraid to even state what their preference is.
And we shouldn't really.
Like, even when we talk about curvy and stuff like that, there is a line where curvy goes into fat. Even that word, people don't want to say fat anymore. Fat people still exist. Like right now, I'm curvy, but there's areas that's fat, and not in a good way fat. I'm trying to get rid of the fat, right? But people they're afraid to say fat. Fat people exist. Now, if you out here standing on the corner, I'm like, oh, you fat. Or
that's rude.
Why do all that? But the politically correct stuff is making people too afraid to even speak on what their preference is. As long as you ain't trying to be hateful and demeaning to somebody, stating your preference is, I see a lot of that online. Soon as somebody state their preference, here come a million people in the comments, oh, you're just being a hater, you're bitter. I'm like, since when is somebody simply stating their preference without any other connotation of being demeaning or hateful just warrants this attack? And people go into attack mode because people are stating their preference. Because we've gotten into this thing of being politically correct, which is also another way of being, everybody gets a trophy, kind of idea. Yeah. Some people are just going to be desired more by other people, and that's what it is.
Yep.
It's not to say that people who are fat aren't a preference for somebody. They just aren't somebody's preference.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
I'm like,
I get it.
Y'all be scared to talk.
That's my preference. And one last thing too, I don't go for could I swing it? Sure. I don't go for the girls that are just super model hot, super awesome hot. Unless they attract me. Hey, I ain't saying that they ain't gonna have it because it could happen. I just don't. I look for personality more than I do looks. Now, Now, if you like looking rough, maybe I can say, okay, maybe there's some cream that look, but I don't go for like the super hot, awesome model type looking girls. If you, the word's not average, but I'll use it here. If you're like average, cool with me. It's what's your personality? Yeah. Personality looks like. Because if that's pretty, I'm for it, right? Bunk all the other stuff out of the way you look physically. If you are a nice person, you have great intentions, you have a pure heart, and you just love my goofy, corny self, because I am. I ain't ashamed to say that I am. I'm corny and goofy. If you like that, then we're gonna get along. Yeah. We're gonna make it work. I think a lot of, because when I was young, I had a lot of guy friends that say, "Oh man, she's so hot, she's so supermodel," and then we were like, "Yeah, I love anime and video games, so I'm kind of like the nerd." I'm not afraid to say I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd, y'all. I go for the other girls that might be a nerd too, because that's what attracts me, because that personality is boss, and that's the thing I look for, right? But I just wanted to get your take on that, to see what was your take on, does body type matters? Maybe next week we'll do, does body count matter? Baby, look, that's a whole nother topic.
For me, it don't, but we ain't gonna get into that.
But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's gonna wrap up our podcast here today. We thank y'all so very much. Evelyn's good on this button. She's the official button pusher now. You can see it's way over here. It's not even over my side. Thank y'all for staying tuned.
Yo, we appreciate all of y'all following us.
We do.
Remember to follow us on Instagram.
What had happened was
WHHW Radio 1 on Instagram, and What Had Happened Podcast on Facebook.
Hey.
I am your host, Evelyn Letitia.
I love it.
And to my left, we have the hostess with the mostest, Mr. Kennedy K.L.P. Lucas. What?
What had happened was Atlanta, live from K.L.P. Studios. Ever wonder what went down behind the scenes of our top stories?
Say what?
Then tune into What Had Happened Was, the only radio station that takes you straight to the source. From coast to coast, tune in now as we dive deep into the stories, the drama, and the moments that shape the culture with
The swanky one, new K.L.P.
and
with your girl, Evelyn Letitia.
live, Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 radio stations, or wherever you get your podcasts from.